Alam mo ba ang gender-affirming hormone therapy or GAT? Safe naman kaya ito? At saan kaya pwedeng mag-consult ang mga gustong mag-transition? Here's what you need to know. Ang GAT ay isang treatment para sa trans or gender-expansive individuals na nais mag-transition from being a man into a woman or a woman into a man gamit ang medications. Kilala rin ito bilang HRT or hormone replacement therapy. Ang hormone therapy ay isa sa mga solusyon para labanan ang gender dysphoria o ang discomfort na nararamdaman ng mga trans individuals dahil hindi aligned ang kanilang gender identity sa kanilang sex assigned at birth. Sa pamamagitan ng pag-transition, magmamatch na ang kanilang physical body sa kanilang gender identity.
Kaya ako nag-transition kasi gusto ko talagang ma-match yung gender identity ko talaga or yung body, physical appearance ko sa gender identity ko. Like, kapag tinitignan ko yung sarili ko sa salamin, like parang, bakit ganito ako? Bakit hindi ako naging babae compared sa ate ko, compared sa mga cousins ko? Growing up, na-insecure talaga ako sa kanila kasi parang ang hahaba ng buhok nila. Napapanood ko sila kung paano nag-change yung katawan nila from being a kid to a woman or to a young lady. And sobrang gustong-gusto kong mangyari sa akin yun. Like, bakit ganon? Like, parang may times na nag-ask pa ako ng question, bakit ganito yung ganito ako and hindi ako maging katulad nila.
Meron tayong dalawang klase ng gender-affirming hormone therapy, ang feminizing hormone therapy at ang masculinizing hormone therapy. This life-changing transition allows individuals to live authentically and confidently. Manifestation is real, mga te! If you're transitioning from male to female, ginagawa ang feminizing hormone therapy.
Bali kasi with transgender women, ang ginagawa natin, pinapataas natin yung estrogen levels niya para ma-match yung kanyang physical appearance doon sa gender identity niya. With that, we do either oral estrogen, injectable na estrogen, patches, or creams. If they choose, kasi meron naman pong iba na hindi, if they choose, pwede din natin po siyang sabayan ng anti-androgen naman para malesen natin yung effects ng testosterone, malesen din natin yung testosterone levels po.
Ang goal ng feminizing hormone therapy ay madagdagan ang feminine characteristics ng isang tao, katulad ng paglaki ng dibdib at pagbagal ng pagtubo o pagnipis ng buhok sa mukha at katawan. Kapag nagtatransition naman from female to male, ginagawa ang masculinizing hormone therapy.
With transgender men kasi, in gender-affirming hormone therapy, ang ginagawa natin, mas madali for them. Kasi, inaano lang natin is nag-i-inject lang tayo ng testosterone or nag-a-apply lang po ng mga patches, no, testosterone patches. Unfortunately kasi, si testosterone patch, hindi po siya available dito sa Philippines or sa Asia in general. So, what we recommend for transgender men is testosterone injections. Mas madali for transgender men as compared to transgender women. Mas marami kasi iniinom ng trans women.
Sa masculinizing hormone therapy, madadagdagan na masculine characteristics ng isang tao gaya ng paglalim ng boses, pagdami ng body at facial hair, at pagtigil ng menstrual cycle. However, friendly reminder lang na kaakibat din ng pag-transition ang ilang possible risks.
GAT kasi comes with a lot, no? Pero yung most common na health risks, especially if you are doing that by yourself and not medically supervised by a doctor or an endocrinologist who is trained in transgender health, marami have cardiovascular problems, problems sa puso. You may end up getting stroke, hypertension, increased cholesterol levels, increased lipid levels sa body. You can also get gallstones, no? Especially for transgender women, medyo common yun. Gallstones. I think those are some lang naman. Pero if medically supervised naman, ano naman natin yun, naaagapan naman natin siya. So, I think it's better if you try to seek help from a transgender health physician or someone or an endocrinologist who is trained in transgender health.
Batay din sa checklist ng Johns Hopkins Medicine, kasama sa mga kailangan tignan sa pagsimula ng gender-affirming hormones ay ang health condition ng isang individual. Dahil dyan, extra important ang guidance ng isang medical professional sa buong proseso ng pag-transition, pati ang pag-maintain nito.
Without medical supervision, people at our risk for severe long-term health complications which could be prevented with proper monitoring. Now, some people, pag masyadong mataas ang tinitake nilang hormones tapos naapektuhan yung katawan nila, it could also result to irreversible damages.
Marami kasi tayong mga trans individuals in the Philippines who self-medicate. Actually, most of my patients who come to me have already been taking hormones for quite some time. Nanonotice ko, medyo mataas po yung nila, blood pressure, they get headaches, mood changes.
Para tiyak na through the fire ang facts about GAT, ano nga ba ang misconceptions about it?
Number one, na isang beses mo lang to gagawin. No, it is a process. Hindi pwedeng shortcut. Bawal ang shortcut kasi hindi naman pwedeng overnight, Cinderella ka, bigla ka ng babae. No, it is a process. Transitioning can also be without gender-affirming hormone therapy. Yun yung isa sa mga biggest misconception. Kailangan umiinom ka ng hormones para tawagin kang trans person. No. You can be trans person because that is your affinity, that is your preference, that is what you feel and who you feel you are. Hindi kailangan ng gamot para sabihin ang iyong SOGI-SC. Hormone therapy is solely about physical appearance. Maraming mga tao na ngayon ang tingin nila sa sarili nila ay gay, and then eventually they felt like non-binary sila, and then na-realize nila, ay, trans pala ako. Because, our SOGI-SC is fluid. It goes and changes by time until you fully am empowered and mas na-realize nga at mas kilala nyo yung sarili. So don't be afraid to explore and, determine and accept who you are, and it's an ongoing process. And last but not the least, maraming nag-iisip na ang hormones ay pwedeng inumin na parang vitamins na walang prescription. Yan ang isa sa mga pinakamalaking misconception natin. Napaka-importante na kapag ikaw ay nag-gender-affirming hormone therapy ay dapat may medical supervision.
Aside from love yourself, pwede rin magpa-consult ang mga nais mag-transition sa ilang organizations like Trans Health Philippines, Philippine Professional Association for Transgender Health, at Pulse.
Well, it is important to seek medical guidance kasi para healthy ikaw. One of the key points that I like to get across to my patients is dapat healthy, dapat safe, and dapat supervised para ma-inform ka din of the effects, and you know what to do when ever you encounter, kung ano man yung mga things to watch out for, pag nag-gender-affirming hormone therapy ikaw, para you can seek help.
Sa ngayon, wala pang guidelines ang gobyerno para sa GAT. Pero noong 2021, nilaunch ng Philippine General Hospital, Department of Obstetrics and Gynecology ang kanilang Division of Sexual Health Unit. Isa sa mga layunin nito ang pag-promote ng trans healthcare, kabilang ang pag-manage ng morbidities o mga sakit na maaaring maging kaakibat ng gender-affirming treatments.
Yung struggles na na-experience ko, first and foremost, is yung lack of access when it comes to trans healthcare. Hindi pa namin alam yung idea ng endocrinologist na pwede pala sila makatulong sa katulad ko in terms of medically transition, and possible na kapag hindi pa to naagapan, probably wag naman sana na may mapahamak ng buhay ng isang transgender individual just because she or he wanted to live authentically.
Noong June 2024, nilaunch din ng Quezon City Government ang QC STARS o Strategic Trans Health Access to Resources and Services Program. Magbibigay ito ng libreng hormone counseling, assessment at management para sa mga transgender Filipinos.
One of the biggest challenges ng buong Pilipinas pagdating sa trans health is the unavailability of trans health services in terms of the localities and the cities and the provinces. Right now, most people who provide trans health are NGOs or private institutions. Hopefully, Philippine Health Insurance can also create a comprehensive program for transgender individuals so that we can also provide affirmative care for them. And lastly, when it comes to policy, one of the biggest challenges why there's no provision for support for trans people is that there is no legal gender recognition for trans people. So hopefully, in the near future, we could also create legal gender recognition for trans individuals.
Friendly reminder, pwedeng mag-identify as trans ang isang tao kahit hindi ito nag-hormone therapy. Hindi lang nasusukat sa physical appearance ang ating gender identity. Ekis na sa transphobia, mga mi!